Great new day to all my self-care family and friends. Welcome to another episode of the Room to Breathe podcast. I'm your host, Life Coach 614, and I am so thrilled to have you here with us today. Whether you're tuning in for a dose of inspiration or just a moment to calm, you're in the right place. Now, before we dive into today's episode, just a quick reminder. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to tap the screen, like, comment, and share. Your support helps us connect with more amazing people like you. We'd love it if you would subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss out on our latest content. And while you're at it, be sure to swing by our website at theselfcareclub.org. We've got some awesome affirmative apparel, motivational merch, and a bunch of free resources waiting just for you. It's all about empowering and embracing your journey, and we have everything you need to get started. Now, let's get ready to breathe, reflect, and grow together.
In the quiet moments, that's where I'll find a little room to breathe, leave it all behind. Give me room to breathe, I need some time to heal my heart, to clear my mind. Gonna love myself, yeah, I believe in the power of me. Just give me room to breathe.
All right, so I see green hearts in the chat. I see Tamika, KL Big Dog, welcome in. I've got Sweets McGee over here. Wanda Creates, Smarter Girl, so straight up, welcome in to all of you. Thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome in, Lily B. So we are going to go ahead and begin. Our quote for today is, you can't heal if you keep pretending you're not hurt. You can't heal if you keep pretending you're not hurt. Let me see, I'll put that in the chat. You cannot heal if you keep pretending you are not hurt. I for real woke up today and was like, you know what? Today we're going to talk about something that often gets swept under the rug, right? The importance of acknowledging our pain. And so when I was just thinking about it, and I was like, man, there are a lot of hurt people walking around this earth. I was a hurt person too, right? We've all been hurt before. We've all been wronged before, mistreated, neglected, abandoned, abused in one way or another, right? Yeah, Smarter Girl, listen. I woke up and I was like, it's a new month, so I can successfully say I haven't stepped on nobody's toes yet in August. Why not do it today? Right? Why not do it today? So welcome in. Welcome in. Right? But seriously, you guys, there is a major importance in acknowledging our pain and understanding our pain. And so, you know, when I thought about it, it came to me, you can't heal if you keep pretending that you're not hurt. If you don't take the time and the opportunity to say, hey, this hurt me. I feel wronged. I feel violated by this, right? How are we ever going to heal from it if we don't acknowledge that it even happened? So, you know, these words may sound simple, but they carry a powerful truth. Okay? And many of us have become experts at masking our pain, putting a brave face on, right? Putting on a brave face, you know, pretending that everything is well. Most of us are running around pretending like we're okay. And we're not okay. Right? We're pushing through the days as if nothing's wrong. People say, hey, how you doing? You be like, girl, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm great. Inside, the little girl in you, the little boy in you is screaming, I'm not okay. Right? We put a brave face on to go out here to the world, but the inside is screaming, hey, I'm not okay. Right? We tell ourselves, I'm fine, even when we're not. But deep down, we know the truth. Right? We know that healing can only happen. Healing can only begin when we are willing to face our wounds head on. Welcome in, Mika. And so acknowledging our pain is never a sign of weakness. Acknowledging that you are hurt, have been hurt, are being hurt, right? It's not a sign of weakness. It takes courage. And it is an act of self-care. It is a form of self-care, acknowledging that I'm not okay today. Yeah. Admitting the circumstance is part one. Absolutely. Welcome in, Perk. Queen J, welcome in. Right? So it's step one in it, right? Just like when people go through a 12-step program, right, for addiction. Step one is what? Admitting that there's a problem. And a person is not willing to heal if they can't admit that they've been hurt. A person cannot overcome addiction if they cannot admit that they have a problem. We cannot break these generational curses. We cannot get rid of these shackles connected to us if we can't admit that we are bound, that we have shackles, that we've been hurt, that we are addicted, that we feel some way, right? So we have to begin just by simply admitting it. It starts with saying, yes, I'm hurt. Yes, I need to take care of myself. Yes, I need to prioritize my peace. When we do this, when we start by admitting, hey, I got some things going on, right? When we do this, we give ourselves permission to heal. So straight up says, if you don't, it's gonna be a never-ending cycle, a revolving door. Absolutely. And I don't want to get things out of my life only for them to come back in. Right? I don't want to heal something just to allow it to come back in and hurt me again. Right? Like, I don't want my hurt and my pain to be 360 and just keep coming around. I just want to listen, that hurt me. You said what you said. You did what you did. I felt how I felt. I'm moving on. Right? In spite of it, I'm moving on. And so again, when we do this, when we begin to acknowledge our pain and accept what it is, this happened. It was not right. This is how I felt. But I'm releasing you, right? Like I always say that we release with love. Even if a person wronged me, hurt me, look, I'm not going to give you the opportunity to live rent-free in my mind. I'm not going to give you the opportunity to keep hurting me again and again and again. I'm just going to release you with love. I'm going to wish you well. Some people I wish well all the way over there. Like, I wish you well continents away from me. You can't live here. You can't reside here in my space, right? And in my piece of the world, you cannot occupy any of this. And so again, I give myself permission to heal. No one else gives me permission to heal. No one else can come to me and tell me, oh, I allow you to be okay. That's not for you to do, right? So I give myself permission to heal. You have to give yourself permission to heal. You have to begin to take up space and say, you know what? This is mine. This is my space. This is my body. This is my heart. Right? And you have to give yourself permission to heal. Welcome in, Shan. Okay? So imagine if you had a physical injury, a cut, a bruise, a broken bone, right? Imagine it. When y'all got this injury in your mind, say ouch in the chat. A cut, a bruise, Any sort of physical injury. Say ouch in the chat for me. Y'all you bumped your elbow. You done kicked your toe. I know Smarter walking around with a hurt toe. Right? Say ouch. Let me know y'all not bots. I need to see real people in the room. Say ouch. Okay, out. Good. Thank you. Because we be having these bots in here and I be needing to know who I'm talking to. Ouch. Good. Great. Y'all awake now. So imagine this physical injury. You do know that ignoring it is not going to make it go away, Micah. It's not going to make it go away. In fact, ignoring the injury, the thing that made you say ouch over these years, if you don't address it, if you don't apply first aid to it, if you don't tend to it, you might make it worse, right? So our emotional and mental wounds work the same way. They need attention. They need care. They need time to heal. So my question is, why do we pretend that these wounds, be it physical, emotional, mental, why do we pretend that these wounds don't hurt? Why are we walking around here pretending like we're not in pain? Y'all tell me. Because I know right now, some of you have wounds that you just will not acknowledge. Ali says in denial. What else? Why are we walking around pretending that we're not hurt? Giving y'all a moment. I know it's a delay and I'll be moving on too quick. Past trauma. Hard to face reality. Hold on, I gotta scroll back and catch y'all's comments over here. Percy says shame. Sweet says, my problem is I can't stop talking about them. It's not a problem. It just depends on who you're talking about them to. So I don't think that talking about your hurt and your pain is a problem if you're talking to the right people. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to catch these comments. Straight up and a couple other people, y'all made comments, but they're too far back for me to see. Give me just a second, you guys. Wanda says, I feel my feelings, deal with them, and move forward. Okay, that's good. You guys, hold on. I know that the lottery is ending, and I asked y'all a question at the wrong time on the south side. Give us just a few more moments, y'all. We got like 30 more seconds in the lottery, and then I'm going to ask you guys to repeat your answers because it won't let me scroll back. So again, the question that I have posed, south side, you guys can answer as soon as the lottery ends. But north side, the question that I have posed out here for those of you who may have just walked in is, why do we pretend that we're not hurt? Why are we walking around pretending that we're not in pain? And so some of the answers that we've gotten so far is just past trauma, hard to face reality, ignoring the obvious sometimes is a habit. Okay. All right, now Southside, can y'all weigh in with some answers for me? Again, I apologize. I didn't remember we had a lottery going. So Smarta says the truth really hurts. Wanda says, prior to that, I said some people don't want to appear as weak. So we feel like it's a sign of weakness? Okay. Because we don't want to appear as weak. You hate listening to yourself talk about them. Okay. So, some other common reasons why we ignore our hurt, why we avoid our hurt. is fear of judgment. And if any of this resonates with you, I mean, again, go ahead and say ouch in the chat, because this is a safe space, right? Fear of judgment holds us back, right? We don't want to be judged. There's this stigma that, society often stigmatizes emotional and mental struggles. People want to label you as crazy, right? People fear being judged, being labeled as weak, unstable, incapable, right? Makes you feel less than worthy. Some people don't like that vulnerability. There really is a fear of vulnerability. Admitting pain makes one feel vulnerable. Many people are uncomfortable with being vulnerable because it makes them feel exposed. And so when you're hurt and then you admit something is going on, you're even more exposed, right? And so that makes us feel defenseless. It creates trust issues, right? Being hurt, giving trust to someone. Thank you, Chan. Giving trust to someone in the beginning and then them disappointing you, them letting them down, them hurting you. All of a sudden, that makes you have trust issues with other people going forward, right? So our past experiences may lead individuals to believing that sharing your pain and talking about your hurt will be met with rejection. You're going to be met with opposition or betrayal, right? Sometimes we confide in people. Sometimes we let people in thinking this is a safe space, and then they betray us. They go tell someone else, right? So now we're left vulnerable. So now we've stacked hurt on top of hurt. And over the years, at some point, I think we just say, I'm not going to do that anymore. So we just stop trusting. We build a wall around ourselves, and then we wonder why we're alone. We build a wall around ourselves, and we wonder why no one comes in, because there's a wall. And on the wall that we've built over these years, the sign says, keep out, do not enter, right? Another reason why we hurt and hide it is cultural and societal norms. Did you guys think about that? Some of us have cultural expectations where there's a strong emphasis on, not showing your pain. Like it is discouraged. I even think about gender norms, right? Men in particular. Men are often brainwashed to believe that their masculinity is dependent upon them being strong, right? Men are discouraged oftentimes from showing vulnerability. We tell them to toughen up. We tell them to shake it off, right? Boys don't cry. We've all heard this over the years. Hey, Big Joe, welcome in. And so, we have to understand that, we at some point we've got to break this, or it's going to keep happening over and over again. And that starts with us. It starts how we raise our boys. It starts with how we engage with our men. It starts with how we talk to our brothers. It starts with how we engage with one another, right? Just because we've reached a certain point in our life, it doesn't mean that we're just doomed. We don't deserve. It just means that we have to start now and undo X amount of years of trauma, X amount of years of hurt and negative thoughts, right? We just got to shift our mindset. And so a few more reasons why people hide their hurt. There is an issue with self-perception, right? A lot of us have this perfect mentality, right? So we have people who are perfectionists, and they struggle with having or admitting their pain because it contradicts their way of living. It contradicts their need for control and to be flawless. right? It messes with our self-image because in our head, again, we think that admitting that we've been hurt is a sign of weakness. And listen, I've worked so hard on this image that I can't be deemed as weak. A very common one that I know is we hide our hurt to protect other people. We don't want people to know what, that nasty uncle did. We don't want people to know that, maybe our parents weren't model perfect parents back in the day. We don't want people to know that we were ourselves were not perfect parents, right? So we keep people's secrets, right? We shield our loved ones. Or even in a work boundary, right? We have these professional boundaries. So in a work setting, people hide their pain to avoid seeming unprofessional. Sweet said a little voice tells her that you annoy other people with it. So of course, in addition to protecting other people, y'all said it in the chat, there's denial, there's avoidance, right? Some of us have a fear of consequences, that retaliation, a lack of support, right? Some of us don't or haven't had the best of support circles to care for us and to take care of us, to protect us, right? So we have a lack of support. COVID did a number on all of us. Many of us all of a sudden became very isolated. Feeling of bothering others. Yeah. So many of us, during the quarantine, all of a sudden we were isolated. We were closed off to people. And so, some of the help and support that we were getting out there, all of a sudden everything just stopped for many of us. Or even when I think of lack of support, I think of previous negative experiences. Welcome in, Chuck. Right? Previous negative experiences will have us thinking that, listen, somebody already previously dismissed me, right? I know a couple of you on the South Side mentioned this. People have already dismissed you in the past, and so now all of a sudden you feel invalidated. Or, you feel this hurt when you share it, so now you're reluctant to open up again. Just because you may have spoken up to the wrong person and they did not receive you, they did not respect you, they did not treat you in the manner that they should. And for many of us, it's just a coping mechanism. Over the years, that's just how we've learned to cope with things. This started as a child when we were hurt as children, when we weren't heard as children. So we've adapted. Thank you for the follow. We've adapted. Yeah, self-dismissal too. Yep. So over the years, we haven't been heard as children. We've been quieted. We've been silenced, right? And so now all of a sudden, this is our survival skill. Pretending not to be heard can be a coping mechanism to help people get through immediate challenges, right? It can serve as a way for us to maintain functionality in the short term, but it's not really sustainable long term. So again, I know that we've all said ouch. One or more of these things have resonated with all of us at some point. And again, I'm here to say it's okay to not be okay. And I don't know if anybody has ever told you that in your life. And I don't know if you've ever fully embraced that. But today, I want to tell you that it is okay not to be okay. I want to remind you that your feelings are 100% valid. And that you deserve the opportunity to take up the space that you need. And you deserve the opportunity to take all the time that you need to heal. Because you deserve it and you are worthy of it. And so I have 5 steps that can help us start the healing journey. These are 5 steps to help us start our healing journey. It is the first of the month, y'all. So everything else don't matter. We start in our journey today. All right? Undoing everything that they done taught us. We are healing together. So step 1, acknowledge your pain. Put that in the chat, y'all. Step 1, acknowledge your pain. The first step is admitting that you're hurt. I've been hurt. I've been hurt. I'm telling however many people who can hear my voice, I've been hurt. I am not okay. It is okay to say it. I've been hurt. I am not okay. The honesty is the foundation of your healing. So again, take the opportunity to acknowledge your pain. Step 2, talk about it. Step 2, talk about it. Find someone that you trust and share your feelings. Whether it's a friend, a family member, a therapist, a life coach. Talk about your pain. Talk about your feelings. It is incredibly liberating. So we're going to acknowledge it. We're going to talk about it. And for those of you who fear the conversation and talking about it, I really encourage you, if you've been hurt by people in your past, to seek the professional help as far as the therapist, the life coach, the counselors, right? Where you have an actual safe space to go to get things off of your chest. So then that way that will help to alleviate some of that fear of being judged or being talked about behind your back. So again, acknowledge the pain, talk about it. Number 3, self-care. Y'all know we never gonna get through anything without talking about self-care. Step 3, self-care. You have to prioritize yourself. You have to prioritize your healing, your right to be you. And so we must begin to prioritize our self-care, making time for activities that nurture our soul. Whether it's painting, writing, meditating, taking a walk in nature, you must on a regular, daily basis, not weekly, not monthly, not annually, on a daily basis, you absolutely must prioritize your self-care and do things that feel good to you. No one else has to understand it. People don't have to understand why I find painting so therapeutic. They just have to respect the fact that I find painting to be so therapeutic. Right? So you have to do what makes you feel good. Step 4. Again, we ain't gonna never make it through a live without this one either. Set boundaries. Set boundaries. And I know that setting boundaries is a form of self-care, but I need for y'all to understand that we're going to be extra heavy with these boundaries, right? And we know that setting boundaries is not about building walls to keep people out. Okay? It's about finding out who we are, It's about loving ourselves and making sure that other people can actually see who we are outside of what they perceive us to be. So setting boundaries and setting boundaries is how we teach people how to treat us. Right? Setting boundaries is how we avoid being hurt. And so we must learn to say no. We must understand that saying no is not a negotiation. No is a complete sentence. And you can end that sentence with a period. You can end that sentence with an exclamation point. Allie says, ooh, it's hard to do, but once I did, it helped a lot. I mean, a lot. Okay, a lot. Right? Allie, no means no. Right? So we have to begin to learn how to say no. And saying no to you is saying yes to me. And if I have been doing the work and I've been prioritizing myself and I know that I am the most important person in my life, before I can place any sort of importance or anything on anyone else, I know that I must be the important person, most important person. So setting boundaries allows us to protect our energy, and it allows us to create space for healing. We know we want to heal. We know we want to get things off our chest. We know that we want to be better and more productive and more prosperous in life. So that means we have to begin protecting our energy. And a big space that this is needed is even on social media. We've got to be very intentional about the people that we allow to experience us. We have to be very intentional online and offline, right? With the people that we sit with and the energy that we bring, the energy that we allow, that we tolerate. So, we don't, if we don't want toxic energy, then we shouldn't be seated in a toxic space filled with a space filled with toxic energy. Right? We have to show up and be what we want to receive. So you know how they say you got to be the good in the world? Well, if I want to be a positive person, if I want to be a person who's healing, then I have to show up being the positive person and the person who is healing. That's why it's so easy for me to show up for you guys in the capacity that I show up, because I am a person who was previously hurt that is healing. So I no longer identify as a hurt person because I focus on being a healing person. And not only am I healing myself, but I'm using my healing to help other people heal. So yes, I was formerly a hurt person because I was stuck in a hurt space. But I no longer want to identify as a hurt person. See, I've already done that work and I've already acknowledged that part. So I've moved on to the next level of being a hurt person is being a person who is healing. Because I don't want to identify as hurting anymore. And as a person who is healing, guess what? There's still pain that comes with being a previously hurt person. Just because I've attended to my wound doesn't make the wound go away. It still takes time, right? So acknowledging that you're a hurt person, you get to decide how long you're going to stay in the space of being the hurt person. I'm not encouraging you to be the victim. I'm empowering you to be the victor, right? I want you to be the overcomer. I want you to be the survivor. But in order to do so, we have to first admit that we were hurt. So now we can identify as healing. Because I'm no longer hurt. That just because I'm healing doesn't mean it doesn't still hurt me. But I'm choosing to heal. Because healing represents something positive. Healing represents that there's been some growth, that there has been some change, that there is some improvement. Because when things are healing, when you have a wound that is healing, there is improvement. There is help. There is support. Hurts just hurts. So again, set your boundaries, and you have to set the boundaries with yourself too, to understand that I was hurt, but now I'm healing. So I need to draw a line for myself because I don't want to cross back over to being hurt. I want to stay on the other side of things where I'm healing, where things are getting better, where things are improving, right? So remember, it's okay to put yourself first. And that starts with you mentally putting yourself first, right? And then step 5, our last step, seek professional help. Sometimes we need more than self-care. For some of us, think about it, however old you are, honey, we got years of trauma. We've got years of hurt. We've got years of pain. And if we're lucky, we got years ahead of us. We don't even know what that's going to look like, right? We don't know what that's going to look like. So again, I encourage you to seek professional support. Seeking help from a professional can help provide you with the tools and support that you need to navigate through your pain. And even the healthiest, most healed people still need professional support. So just because you're a person and someone says, oh, you need to go to therapy, that doesn't mean anything bad. There's nothing bad about it. When someone says, oh, you should have a life coach, you need to see a counselor, you need to see a therapist, you're not hurting my feelings. You're not telling me anything wrong, because we all need therapy. We all need counselors. We all need a coach. We all need someone that we can trust, who is on the outside looking in, who can help us to see the things that we sometimes cannot see because we're in it. We're in the thick of it. And sometimes I need someone else to say, hey, oh, you're drowning? Shantae, are you drowning? I see that you're drowning. Are you drowning? Do you need help? And then they're on the outside and then they say, well, if you just stand up, because the water's not that deep, right? And so I may have been thinking all of this time that I'm drowning and that I'm going under and I'm not going to make it. And then I realized, because my therapist says, girl, the pool is only 3 feet. You in the kiddie end. Like it's 2 feet of water, 3 feet of water. You're 5'8", coach. Just stand up. And then I stand up like, oh, I thought I was going down, right? So again, that is the importance of seeking the professional help. They allow us to see the things that we sometimes cannot see ourselves. So just to recap for you guys, the 5 steps to start your healing journey. Acknowledge your pain, talk about it, prioritize your self-care, set your boundaries, and seek professional help. And remember, there's no shame in it, okay? Seeking help is a sign of strength. I know that over the years we've been brought up to believe that, what happens in our house stays in our house. Y'all, we done with that. Okay, we're done with that. Because if what happened in my house is hurting me when I'm out this house, and it's sheltering me and it's stunning me from growing and it's stopping me from moving on in life, then baby, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna shame the devil. Okay, I'm gonna put it all out there. Because if it happened to me, it's my business. And if you did it to me, well, that's your business. But I deserve to be able to speak my truth. I deserve to be able to talk about the things that hurt me without the fear of how that is going to affect you. I deserve to be heard. I deserve to have my feelings validated because I know that I am worthy and that I deserved so much more. So again, reaching out for help is a sign of strength. Contrary to what anyone has ever told you in your life, and I tell y'all all the time, y'all can tell them life coach told me. And if they got a problem with it, they can pull up. So tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, your brother, your cousin that I said that you deserve more. Set your boundaries. Make yourself the priority. So, in conclusion for today, I want you guys to remember that healing is a journey. It is not something we do today and never got to look at it again tomorrow. Nope. This is an ongoing process. It is a process that requires time. It is a process that requires patience. Most importantly, healing is a process that requires self-compassion, self-love. So by acknowledging your pain, by talking about it, practicing your self-care, setting your boundaries, and seeking professional help, you are taking powerful steps towards your healing. You do not have to pretend that you are not hurt. I want you to embrace your vulnerability, honor your emotions, and give yourself the love and the care that you deserve. Healing is possible. No matter what you've gone through in life, healing is possible. But it starts with you being honest with yourself. Remember, you cannot heal if you keep pretending that you are not hurt. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being here today. If you've enjoyed our time together, be sure to give me a follow, subscribe to the channel, so that way you never miss out on our latest content. And don't forget to go to our website, selfcareclub.org. You can book your personalized one-on-one coaching sessions. We also have affirmative apparel and other motivational merch, including music, as well as a treasure trove of resources created just for you. Whether you are looking to elevate your self-care game or you're just seeking some extra inspiration in your life, we've got you covered. I thank you all for being a part of the Self-Care Club community. I am excited to connect with you all again during our next coaching session. We meet regularly weekdays, so Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, tomorrow we will begin at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time for those of you who want to come in for a little morning ASMR to help get you motivated. But then our coaching session will begin at 9 a.m. So until next time, you guys, keep breathing, stay positive, and remember that you are always supported here at the Self-Care Club. Don't be afraid to take up space and make a little room for you to breathe. Have an amazing day, on purpose, filled with purpose, and I'll see you guys next time.